What is up, guys? Welcome back to Brown Boys Theory. Right now, we are in season 2 of the very first episode. We're super excited. Sankalp, what's your thoughts on season 2?
Dude, oh my God, I'm so excited for season two. And as a listener, I think you are also going to be very excited about season two because this season we have a lot more guests, a lot more discussions, and a lot more fun.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I don't want to give away too many spoilers or anything right now, but I'm just gonna say this: season two is it's jam-packed. It's a lot of fun, and the guests we have planned and we have been talking to for our episodes are all extremely, extremely interesting people, and they're gonna. I just can't wait to have these conversations, man. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. And also for the audience, we're definitely going to be a lot more interactive, especially on our IG platform for Instagram. So definitely, we're going to be having a lot more polls and like Q&As of what you guys want us to talk about. Also, if you guys want to be on the podcast, DM us, or if you don't have Instagram, you can always send us an email. We're more than happy to talk about it with you guys and any type of conversation that you got. And yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, today we have a very, very popular guest. He was supposed to be on in season 1. Obviously, he kind of backed down a little bit, but it's all good. We got him back here.
Yes, the episode where we basically in the audio portion made a lot of jokes about this guy is
Mhm.
because because we love him and everything. But
Exactly.
he's here today,
Hmm.
and I think we should just bring him on,
Exactly. We do that right
right?
now.
So without any further ado, the first episode of season two, the first guest of season two, welcome Krivi Gupta.
Hello.
Good, sir. How are you, bro?
Hi Krivi, how are you, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Pretty good. You want to give a little bit of an introduction about yourself? What you do?
Sure.
What do you do, Krivi?
I'm 18 years old. I went to high school with Sankalp, and Anish is my childhood best friend. We went to elementary school together. That's how I know these two. I went to Miraloma High School, obviously, and now I go to CU Boulder, and I do aerospace engineering there.
Hmm. And speaking about CU Boulder, like, how's your experience, there in campus?
It's really nice. Like I've had opportunities to be on campus for a couple classes and I really like it. The people here are super nice, like in Colorado in general, and I think Boulder is like a really beautiful place as well. A lot of scenery and stuff and nice kids here.
Mm.
How's the COVID situation down in Boulder? Like how much of a risk is it for people to get COVID?
Um, the saying is once you get it, you'll be okay.
So you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. So I actually did get COVID once. I'll give you the story behind that. So back in October, the Boulder Health County officials were like, everyone needs to stay in quarantine for 2 weeks, including CU Boulder students. So we weren't allowed to leave our dorm rooms except to get like food and essential items from like the grocery store. And so, me being the person following such orders, I stayed in my dorm room for all of that time. But my roommate, however, decided to go out and party a lot. And then I find out because we get weekly testing done, I find out that I test positive for COVID. And realistically, like the only place I think it could have come from is from my roommate who went out all the time. Um, but yeah, I mean, the situation has definitely gotten better at Boulder, but at first there was a point where like there was a huge spike in cases, and then after that quarantine period, it almost went down to like nothing.
Mm. Yeah. And
How oh yeah, go ahead, Anish.
no, you're gonna say something?
I was just gonna ask how is that experience of having COVID?
Fortunately, it wasn't too bad for me. I know it can get really fatal for other people, but for me, it was just very minor symptoms. I just had a slight cough, a dry nose, and a fever for like a couple hours. And I really just felt the dry nose and the mild cough for like a week. And then the symptoms kind of just went away. I still had the quarantine though, but yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and I remember you were telling me like it was hard to breathe for you too, right?
Yeah, because it was for some reason my nose is really dry, and then considering I'm also 5,500 feet above sea level, which is like pretty much a mile high, the air is a lot thinner, so it's dry.
Mm.
Uh, so that really didn't help. So I bought a humidifier, and that really helped out.
That's good. I think we were also talking about this since obviously recently I just made a video with you about he had COVID.
Yeah.
But I was asking you like what was like your parents' reaction to it, like when you told them that you had COVID, because obviously they had to find out that it happened.
My parents were worried at first, like they were kind of surprised I got it, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." But I don't know, they were just like fine after a day. They were just like obviously checking up on me every day. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, they definitely got a little scared hearing that I got COVID, but it's all good now.
yeah,
And it's understandable.
Yeah.
But if for all of you listeners out there, make sure to check out Anisha's video with Krivi about the COVID and everything, and because that's a good video. And we're gonna move on from COVID a little bit to talk to Krivi today. We're gonna talk. Anisha, you had some things planned out you wanted to talk about today. Let's
yeah,
get started.
yeah. We can get into it. So obviously, I know recently we just had a new president elected on January
Yes,
20th.
sir.
So yeah, we got President Biden and Madam VP Kamala Harris. So what's your guys' thoughts on that?
I think that's
Guest goes
awesome.
first.
It was definitely something, a change I was waiting for. Based on my political views, I know many other people might not agree. However, this is something I'm excited for. There's a lot of policies that I'm excited for that are going to get passed, especially like rejoining the Paris Climate Accord, because I really am a big guy on uh, progressing towards a cleaner environment. And that's something I thought the US is going backwards on in the past 4 years. So that's really good. But yeah, I think a lot of good things are going to come out of this administration. I like the cabinet in this administration. It's very diverse. I believe it's the most diverse cabinet in all of US history, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how things go from here.
Yeah, because I remember I was watching the inauguration on the 20th, and I remember like they were just about to call, I think, Kamala Harris's name, and I got like super emotional because I'm like, this is like a very, very big step, especially like in the history of the United States. I mean, to have obviously our first female, vice president, first black vice president, South Asian, so
Or
definitely a
India,
big moment. Yeah, Indian. I mean, South Asian, Indian, same thing.
yeah,
But yeah, so it definitely was just a big change, and also it's finally nice to have an administration that actually believes in science.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good change. It's good to see. It's especially in this current day and age where a lot of people have been going through very tough periods of time. It's a good change to see that someone will bring diversity and cares about the planet as a whole. So I think it's a good change. I can't wait to see what happens because I mean obviously just having him, President Biden, be the elect and Kamala Harris be the vice president, that doesn't solve all of the problems, right? There's still a lot that needs to be changed. I just think that it's a right step towards a better future.
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, and like definitely speaking about like, steps towards healing, I know obviously this year we're finally getting vaccines and we were talking about it on previous podcasts with Pfizer and Moderna. So, Krivi, I wanted to get your thoughts on the vaccines.
Uh, it's I don't know. I think I'm fine with the vaccine now. I know like a lot of people are skeptical, but my sister already got the first dose of it, so I feel somewhat confident that like if I take it, nothing will happen to me because like similar blood. But I think it's good that this vaccine came out like uh, at the time it did, because I believe right now is when it's supposed to get like super deadly again. Like another strain from the UK is gonna come and completely like affect all of the US by March. So it's good. Once people are vaccinated, then it'll definitely slow down the spread of the virus, and that's what we need.
Yeah.
I think this administration too is really pushing for it to be accessible to a lot of people, as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that Anish, you and I at Sac State. Sac State is because we have the space and we have the necessary freezers for the Pfizer vaccine. So it's actually going to be, it was in the news that we're going to be storing a lot of vaccines. So it's just good to see, dude. I personally do have trust in this vaccine. Even with the new strain you were talking about, Krivi, from the UK, I think that they're supposed to protect against it. Um, at least that's what I saw in the news. But getting a vaccine doesn't mean that all of a sudden you don't have to stay safe and you don't have to wear your mask anymore. I think that's one thing that a lot of people do think is that, oh, as soon as you get vaccinated, you don't have to take any precautions. You still have to take precautions
Mm-hmm.
because it's not your health that you're only affecting. It's a lot of other people. So as long as you just stay safe after getting the vaccine, I think eventually there's hopes towards a better future really quickly.
Yeah, I was definitely just gonna say the same thing, especially, definitely like the vaccine isn't gonna solve everything. Like obviously we're still gonna have to be socially distant until, at least it can be distributed a lot more than, what it is now, since the manufacturing speed is, a lot slower, obviously, if COVID wasn't necessarily here. But also like speaking about, how vaccines and like especially going into the fall of this year, um, like what are your thoughts like especially for the fall semester for this year, like if going back into campus? Because I know Sac State, especially with that email Sunkalp, I know they are saying like something about like hyperflux or like hyperflex where it's going to be like a half like virtual, half like going in person. So
Mhm.
I was kind of like curious on like what you guys think about that.
Dude, I'm so excited to go back in person, just in in general, in any way, shape, or form. I just want to go back to on campus. Um, I mean, Krivi, you've been on campus, so you can not Sac State, but on CU
Yeah.
Boulder, so you can tell a little bit about your campus life experiences.
No, I can definitely vouch for what you're feeling. Like the idea of being on, excuse me, the idea of being on campus is actually like really nice. I was fortunate enough to have a couple in-person classes, and one of them was like the most fun class I've ever had in my life. It was Intro to Rocket Engineering. So we were like literally like in this in our aerospace building, like building different kinds of rockets and like learning propulsion systems and like doing things hands-on, and having that kind of interaction is just like infinitely better than doing it on a computer screen, like with virtually. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for all of you guys. Once you guys get back in person, it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, but also speaking about you on campus, like especially I think last semester you were in dorms, right? And now like you're in an apartment.
Yeah, last semester I was in the dorms. The only reason I decided to move to an apartment is one, it was a little cheaper than paying housing fees. I think I'm saving like $3,000 a semester, which is
It's a
way
lot.
better. And I'm kind of scared of getting COVID again at the dorms, so I'm trying to distance myself away. But I'll miss the dorm life. It is a little fun.
Mm. But
Yeah.
at least your roommate is someone that you know pretty darn well, so at least that's
Yeah,
good.
I was lucky enough to move in with a really close friend of mine from high school, and yeah, we're having a fun time here.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Let's talk about just like fun stuff that you've done on during your college experience. Like what would you say has been one of your favorite memories of college as of now?
Honestly, it sounds really nerdy, but one of my favorite memories is just staying up till like 3 a.m. with my friends. Like we're like working on homework and stuff, but like it's just the idea that like we're up on the top floor of our dorm building, we're just hanging out, like having a good time, of course, like being safe about it. But we're just like, you know, just chilling out, and we occasionally like meet new people too. And in this kind of a time, meeting new people is honestly like really fun because you can rarely do it.
Yeah.
Um, and then when you get to like do activities with them too, then it's like really nice. Apart from that, I definitely say like again, like in my rocket engineering class, like doing those hands-on activities, like I got to fire two different rockets, which is like always something I've wanted to do, and I finally was able to do it. And so I thought that was pretty cool too. And seeing the snow. This in Boulder was the first time I saw snowfall in my life, and I thought that was like really amazing. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous of that since I still haven't seen snowfall. Yeah, but also like definitely talking about your major, like I know we kind of talked about this too, but like comparing between high school and college, like how do you think it's a lot different since now like it's a lot more focused on your major, while like in high school it's just like more general education?
Yeah, definitely like being here in college is more focused on like the field of study. Like I'm taking engineering based courses, like engineering based math, um, material sciences, stuff like that. And honestly, the thing I like the most about like how it's different from high school is the scheduling. Because in high school you'd have like 6 periods in the day, like back to back, and then like a lunch break, right? But here I have like I'm taking 4 courses this semester and they're split up. So some days I just have 3 classes, some days I just have 2 classes, a little spaced out. And I like how I can just like, get up, rest a little, do whatever work I need to do, eat food. It makes me feel like I'm more in control of my schedule and like I can like better manage what I need to do. And that's like a really nice change from high school because I feel like high school is just like constant grinding, just like get the day over with and then go to sleep and then start over again. Um, but yeah, but also like being in college compared to high school, I feel like you have more responsibilities, especially when you're like living um, at the college itself, like on campus or in an apartment. In my case, you feel more like you're more of an adult now because you have to take care of yourself. Um, I know like you probably haven't experienced living by yourself yet, but that's something hopefully you'll do soon. And then you'll realize that it's actually a little bit fun, but at the same time, a little challenging, but you work past that.
Yeah. How would you say, because I know we went to high school together and we had a lot of classes in high school together. So I've gotten to know what high school Krivi was like pretty well, I would say. How would you say you've changed from high school to college?
Um, you know, I definitely have become more open to doing different things, like experiencing different things as well. Um, I'm more definitely a little bit more picky about my friends here than if anything high school has taught me is to like really value like people that care about you. And so that's what I'm like um, putting into action here. I'm only friends with people that I know that are actually gonna like care about me. And that's kind of important when you're in a college environment too, because like at times life here can get a little stressful. And so having those kind of people around are nice. Um, I'm having more fun here, I guess, as compared to in high school. Like I felt like I was just such a boring person in high school. Like I was just like this kid who only cared about speech and debate and like nerdy. I still care about nerdy things here, but like I don't know. I just feel like I have more of a life here than I did in high school. What about you? How would you say your life has changed as compared to like high school and now?
I would honestly say in high school, I mean, and I know Kirby, you've seen this in person. Anish, you've heard about this on previous episodes on the podcast. But in high school, I wasn't necessarily a good student. I didn't really value or prioritize my education as much as I should have. I would spend a lot of time goofing around, um, and Kirby can vouch for that, especially in all of the classes that we've
A
been
lot of
together in.
yeah.
I wasn't. I was definitely not an example of a good high school student. But ever since college, I think that's a beauty of college is when you finally pick a major and you see something you're interested in and you get to study about that stuff relating to that subject, you start to enjoy yourself a lot more and you start to actually care a lot more about what you're learning because you have a genuine interest about it. And I feel like that's changed because now I've started caring about my education. I've started caring about just stuff in general. When in high school, I was very, not necessarily go with the flow, but I was just very, all right, if anything happens, it happens. I don't really care about it.
So you're kind of like taking things more seriously now.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's
What
nice.
about you, Anish?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I would say I feel like I don't procrastinate as much because I think I was even saying this on one of the previous podcasts, if you remember, Sankalp. But I'd say like especially, while like I'm hanging out with friends, like, we always like plan like, hey, like after school, let's like go to this place, or, like Friday, let's go watch a movie and stuff like that. And I feel like that made me like a bit more lazy and procrastinated a lot more, especially like on schoolwork and, studying for tests. But definitely now, especially since, obviously the social interaction has like kind of gone down a bit, I feel like I've been able to like work a lot more, especially on my like, school and, tests and everything like that. And, it's definitely improved me a lot. So in a way, it's definitely a benefit, but also I do miss that social interaction a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll come back soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see.
But yeah, I mean, what what's something, Kirby, that you think is a very good lesson that, because you've experienced freshman year or first semester freshman year, you've also been through that. What's a good piece of advice you would give to anyone in high school right now about just the first year of college or the first semester?
My best advice would be to go into the semester focused because college is a big change. It's very different from high school. And so a lot of like the way you learn is different. The tests you take are different. The assignments you do are a little different. And if you don't go in it with the mindset that you're gonna like really focus on this, then you're gonna struggle a little bit. And for me, I was distracted by various different things throughout the first semester of my college life, and that affected me academically a little bit. But not too bad. I'm recovering. But yeah, just go in it, focus, and you'll be all right. And just manage your time well. That's another thing. It's literally in your hands. You're the one that's choosing your own schedule. You have the time management in your hands. So if you're able to control that well, then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, good wise words from Kirby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but do you have like any other stuff like from campus that, like different experiences that you had, especially, going to, because I know like you had to go down, especially in your dorm to like get, food and stuff. So like how's your experience with that?
Um, dorm food is like all right here. It's not like as bad as I've had in other places. Like Stanford's dorm food sucks, in my opinion. It gave me food poisoning. But Boulder's dorm food is actually like decently good. They got some pretty good options. They got like uh they have this they have like an Indian section, so they have like Indian food, they have like Asian food, they have like Italian food, Mexican food, like all these kinds of variety. And like, the menus kind of change. Um and like I really like remember like a lot of times I'd just go like with my close friends and we get dinner together or lunch together and we'd like eat together. So those would be like really fun moments. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember especially like when we were a lot younger, I know Krivi is like very picky about his food.
I still am. I still am
Yeah.
very picky. That's why now I'm so happy I can cook in my own apartment. I've been cooking almost every day. Love it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's one little thing of that I've been trying to do is I try to cook my food every single day, my like all my meals, just so I can like it's like the slightest thing I can get while still being at home, but still trying to be like, oh, I want to be in college, right? So I'm gonna cook all my meals. I'm gonna make stuff. Yeah, it's the little things that you can do just to get your mind in the place. Like you're still in college, it's fine.
Just
Exactly.
feel a little independent, huh?
Yeah, just I mean, it's honestly at this point the way I see it is if in college you have to do your stuff on your own whether you like it or not, and what I want to do is I want to get used to it starting now just because I have the resources available to me. I have the time necessary, so why not just practice, get used to it, so when I'm really out there it's not like I collapse on myself like I don't know how to do anything or any of that. So
Hmm.
you need to take this time to learn to be a little independent as well.
Yeah.
That's good.
I feel like that's like especially like important for a lot of the listeners out there who are also like in our demographic, college students get definitely getting into that college lifestyle. Is like especially with this pandemic, like there's still like a way to, kind of adapt like going into that college lifestyle before, hopefully whenever the pandemic ends. It's definitely
Yeah.
one thing to take into. Yeah, but also one thing I also want to start getting into is also talking about, our guests' daily like routine. So, Krivi, I wanted to like know like about like, kind of like what you do day to day. What's your day life?
Um, all right, I'll go weekdays and then weekends because those are kind of different. Weekdays, it's just like waking up at around like 7:30 in the morning or 8 a.m. for my classes. I get up, brush my teeth, take a shower, get a cup of tea going, start my classes, take notes. Then I'll take a break to like cook myself some lunch and then continue with the rest of the classes for the day. Then try to get my homework done. And then if I have free time later in the night, I'll like try to do something with my roommate Brandon, or I'll play some video games on my PC or something. Can't really go out anywhere for obvious reasons, but yeah, I mean, it's mostly the day is just mostly into schoolwork. Weekends, however, I try to keep my weekends a little more free whenever I can. Like I'll try to do my homework before the weekend, but if not, I'll get my homework done. Then I'll just, clean the apartment, do whatever I need to do, like laundry or whatever, and just relax. Actually, honestly, just like catch up on YouTube and video games. Work on some old photos that I still need to edit every now and then if I ever remember to get to them. Um, but yeah, I mean, hopefully, like, I want to, like, every few weekends, I actually, like, get opportunities to do things. So, for example, like today, actually, later today, I'm going to go to the racing team's garage and work on the car for a little bit. We're going to work on, I think we're installing a new fuel pump. So I'll be doing that. And then hopefully like later in this semester, I'm going to start my training to get a pilot's license. So that's something I'll be doing more on the weekends because I really want to get a license. And I actually live like 2 minutes away from a small airport and they have like flight schools there. So that'll be pretty convenient for me.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, nothing too interesting. I mean, hopefully like I'll get to go skiing or snowboarding on some weekends whenever I'm free. That would be pretty cool because a lot of people ski here because we have really nice mountains. Um, yeah, that's kind of what my life every day looks like.
Pilot's license. Wow. What has inspired you? Like, have you always enjoyed flying?
Well, yeah, growing up, I've always like really loved planes and I've always like wanted to be a pilot. And like I'm sure being a pilot is not going to be my profession. Hopefully, maybe a test pilot. The goal is to be an astronaut. I'll just say that, right?
Yeah.
And so every astronaut should at least be a pilot if you're a pilot astronaut. There are different types of astronauts, research and pilot astronauts. Um, but to be a pilot astronaut, you of course should know how to fly. And so people can get their license as early as 16 years old. Like you can be in high school and get it. So really there's nothing stopping me from getting started right now.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, but also like while you're talking about your day routine, I know you're talking about racing. So you want to tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'm on my school's our university has a racing team funded by the university. Um, like I'm a driver slash mechanic. I'm a driver in training. Technically, I haven't really technically been to an actual race yet, but I'm still practicing. Um, but yeah, we drive like Mazda Miatas, if anyone knows what kind of cars those are. Completely gutted, completely modified, custom, or like we did engine swaps on them. And yeah, it's honestly really fun. Like I really love cars. I'm a huge car guy. So being able to like work on the car and like drive it and just like the satisfaction of like racing like really fast on a track is really fun to me, and that's why I like going to the meetings and participating in the club.
Hmm. Yeah, because I know both Sunkalp and I have known you obviously for a long time. But Sunkalp, have you ever like thought Krivi was like gonna be in a racing team?
I did actually, yes, because I mean it like I not like when I was a kid I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be a race car driver. Like no, not that way, but he's always been into cars is one thing that I remember. Because I
Mm.
remember you guys remember the movie Cars?
Well,
Yeah.
obviously.
I remember Krivi like he was into that and he like gave me something, I forgot what it was, but it had like Lightning McQueen on it. And of all the like things that you could have picked, you picked Lightning McQueen because I know you went through that like cars enjoyment. And then just in high school and middle school, I know Krivi's always been big on cars. Um, he's been very big on cars, very big on driving to the point where he never went to lunch with me in his car.
I mean, I
Always
offered.
used to bail on me. Um, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. But just yeah, no, I definitely. It's cool to see you racing.
Thank you.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever complimented Krivi for more than a minute. So this is new to
It's
me.
just a different experience. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
I
new
like it. Keep
experience.
it going.
That's the thing. I think I hit my my time limit for one
He's just
consistent
like hitting his
compliment.
peak. Yeah, I can just like
Yeah.
see like SANKALP'S face. He's just getting like beat red. I'm like, all right, I see your peak.
I can't I don't know I don't know what else to say, dude.
You're actually so right.
This is a first for me. I've never complimented Krivi for more than like a minute in person
For
or anything.
reference to the viewers out there, Sankalp and I, for like our entire lives, have had this kind of like relationship where he would kind of like make fun of me for like as a but as a joke. Like it's very obvious it's as a joke.
As
Like,
a joke.
see that like this is an example, right? So he like
Yeah.
poked fun at me. Um, but yeah, he would like this is definitely his first time complimenting me for like more than a minute.
Yeah, no. Me and Kirby definitely have like a older brother, little brother relationship. Like I'm always
Hmm.
messing with him. Like
Yeah,
I've never in high school, I've never had a single day where we were together in the same class where I didn't mess with him.
facts. Yeah.
But yeah, so this is new to me, dude. Complimenting you is new to me.
Mm.
No, but I'm very proud of you for because you've honestly changed a lot from high school in like a healthy way too. Like I've seen you truly start to enjoy yourself and go out and do stuff that you enjoy, or just be more adventurous and be more open to things, which I think is really important for people going into college. I think that's a really good thing to have is to be willing to experience new things.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. But switching up the topic, we can talk about, I mean, I know Krivi and I are big into tech and stuff like that. And recently, Elon Musk was announced to be, the richest person in the world. So I know Krivi is a huge Elon Musk fan. He's like a fanboy of him. So want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I mean, I think that's kind of awesome. Like this man, just like seeing on the news that Elon Musk is now the richest man in the world because the Tesla stock had gone up that day. And I was like, wow, he really did just beat Jeff Bezos on like every level possible. Um, I don't know. I just have a thing against Jeff Bezos. I just don't like him for some reason. I think he's kind
Mm.
of weird. But no, that's really good for him. I think, he as a person, like he's extremely hardworking. For anyone who like knows the kind of like time and effort that this man puts into his work and his companies, like it's incredible. Like it, like that's a huge achievement for him and good for him. He's doing good things for the world, like helping create environmentally sustainable cars, helping us get to Mars with rockets, and he's helping us with AI research and research on the human brain and stuff like that. And he's doing great things. Proud of him.
Mm. I know you got the Tesla stock, so now you kind of made some money.
Definitely made quite a bit of money on that. I was quite happy.
Mm. Yeah. But I know like you definitely like you've told me that you wanted to like work for his company, right?
Yeah,
Like at
hopefully I
the
can
future.
work for SpaceX. a lot of people who graduate from Boulder that does aerospace like end up going into companies like SpaceX. So hopefully, fingers crossed in 4 years I'm there working. That would be really fun. Because we actually had a guest lecture from someone who like graduated last year and is currently working at SpaceX. So she was kind of like sharing her tips and like her story as to like how she got that job and everything. And it made me feel more confident that like it's definitely a possibility because like you and Sankalp both know that like growing up, I've always said like, oh, I want to work for SpaceX or something like this. And like that's now like actually about to happen. And I just can't believe it. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. I was also thinking about talking about, what's happening with with PlayStation, especially with the new PS5 that came out. And I know Krivi's also been like really big into PlayStation. Wait, Krivi, what was your first PlayStation? You had the PS3 or?
Yeah, I had the original PS3 and then
Mm,
that broke. And so then I got a PS3 Slim and then the PS4 came out. And I think a year after it came out, I bought the PS4. So like summer after eighth grade or something.
mm,
I don't have a PS5. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy a PS5 just because in my junior year I built a PC, a custom PC, and I'm now into PC gaming more than I am console gaming. But I think the PS5 is actually like really cool. It's got a lot of cool features, nice tech in it. Obviously, it's definitely like last year's tech. It's probably got the 20 series like type graphics, or like NVIDIA's 20 series type graphics. I know they use an AMD version, but like it's the equivalent. Um, but like it's got like really nice features for a console. The only thing that I think sucks about this console is the availability of it, because it's
mm,
literally so hard to find right now. It's out of stock everywhere, and if you can find it anywhere, it's probably on eBay for like twice of what the value of it actually is worth. Um, no, but it's really cool. I think like they've done a really nice job with like designing the controller because I know they have like the precision triggers or like depending on like what kind of like weapon in a game you're using, it'll like adjust the trigger to like have like resistance. So I think that's like pretty cool. Like that's something I wish gaming mice like or mouse. I wish that gaming mice had these kind of features because that's kind of cool. Just have that resistivity. Um, but yeah, I would be really fascinated to see one in person because I've never seen one in person. So hopefully one of my friends gets one. I get to try it out.
mm. Yeah, because I mean, personally, I've never been like super into gaming. Like, obviously, like I game, especially like whenever I'm bored. But like, I wouldn't say like I'm addicted to it. But like, definitely like, especially with the PS5, like I can just like see it. It's kind of like turning into like the sneaker culture, especially like how bots are just eating it up. And obviously, they have the term scalpers now, but generally, it's just like bots are just people like with their machines just going at it and just like trying to get it. So like, what's your thoughts on that, especially with everyone just like getting it like that?
I mean, honestly, like, see, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm trying to buy a new graphics card, the RTX 3070, and it's the exact same situation with these graphics cards. Like, all these bots are just every time they go on in stock somewhere at some retailer, the bots eat them up quickly. And it's really frustrating because like now these people, because of these bots, are selling it for insanely high prices and they're eating up all the stock. And so now it's gonna take NVIDIA like so many more months to produce more to the point where I have to wait until maybe the summer to get this graphics card when I've been trying to upgrade since last year. So it's kind of frustrating. And I wish there were better measures taken to avoid these kind of bots from taking these graphics cards. And same with the PS5, of course. Um, I'm sure like a ton of people are having a tough time getting their hands on one, and they're probably not going to get their hands on one for a little bit. But it sucks. It's unfortunate, but it is the world that we live in, so can't really do much about it.
Yeah, because it's pretty much just been like a sneaker community issue. Because like it's generally like what happens with sneakers, like they just get sold out in seconds. So that's what happened with
Yeah.
that. But I think the first time like when like a lot of awareness came for bots is definitely I would say in the beginning of the pandemic. because a lot of bots were taking up like, cleaning supplies, like, wipes and toilet paper. Obviously, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
So I do think that there is like some like stuff that the government is like trying to do with botting, like hopefully like placing like bans against bots. So hopefully that might be there in the future. But it's kind of just the thing, especially with this pandemic. Now that everyone's at home, they can just like open up their personal machines and just start using bots.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Mhm. Yeah. Slungle, what about you? What you think about it?
Dude, I have no opinion on like PS5 or anything, just because I'm not into. I play one video game, and that's NBA 2K14 on an Xbox 360. That's it. That's the only video game I play.
It's
Um,
I've seen it many times.
yep. Um, I'm very bad at video games, to be very honest. Except for one time where I beat Krivi on FIFA, which he loves. He's good at FIFA. He's great at FIFA, and I beat him
I'm not
There we
once.
go.
And Anish, you were there actually.
Oh yeah, I think I was. Yeah, I
You're my
remember.
witness to
Yeah, I got
the
you. I
fact that
got
I
you.
beat him. And he
Hmm.
rage quit, dude. He rage quit
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah, I remember he was like super confident. He's like, "I got this," and then you just
Yeah.
schooled him right there. I was like, "It's my boy."
If I was him, I'd be super confident too, because I'm not good at video games.
Yeah,
I just don't. I got extremely lucky, and I beat him once, and he rage quit, dude. And that's been I've held it against him ever since then. Every single time we
that's
talk
awesome.
about video games,
On me every single time. I swear you can't escape from it now.
exactly. You can't lose to me on something you're very good at, Krivi.
Okay, well, I'm not that good at FIFA, but okay.
Okay, look, compared to me, you're very, very good, bro. So
Yeah,
I'm
I gave you that win. It's not like
see
I
this.
just
Oh, here it goes.
Okay, all right. We're gonna move on really quickly before this gets PG-13.
All right. Do you guys want to go into the audio portion? I feel like we talked enough for video, so
yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah, all right. So for those that made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I know that this podcast was mainly just a battle between Krivi and SANKALP'S, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that big segment. But yeah, again, we're gonna have many more guests in the future. Definitely, hope you guys stay excited for that because we're cooking, we're coming with it.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more Q&As coming up if you guys want us to discuss about anything, whether it's about the pandemic, school, politics, even religion. Maybe we can even get into a little bit about that in the audio portion. So yeah, but definitely we're gonna keep you guys updated. So yeah, any final words
Stay
from you
tuned.
guys?
Kirby, go ahead.
Thank you all for watching this, and make sure you're subscribed to Brown Boys Theory for more episodes. And thank you for having me on here.
Do you want to plug anything?
No, not really.
Okay, all right. Well, if he doesn't want to, that's fine. Make sure to follow him on Instagram and just check him out. He's a really cool person to most people. But yeah, I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to.
No,
No,
I feel
but
like it's accurate. It's
huh?
fair. I feel like that's accurate, so it's fair.
Yeah. All right. No, but jokes aside, thank you guys all for listening and for watching this podcast. And I really enjoyed it. It was fun. And make sure to check out the audio portion because who knows what's going to happen here.
Exactly. Anything can happen right now.
Exactly.
Alrighty. We'll see you guys later. Peace.